Hello, my fellow crafters, and welcome back to Create Craft Costume, where we think creating is as close to magic as we're gonna get. Today, we are finishing off our magic pillowcase tutorial with a matching coordinating set using Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff, and Ravenclaw fabric. Keep watching for more. Welcome back to Cheryl's Sewing Studio. As mentioned, this is part 2 of our directional fabric pillowcase tutorial. I am Ashley, the geeky trained apprentice, and this is Cheryl, the English tailor, or English trained tailor. There are things that are mentioned in this tutorial that were referenced in part 1. So while you don't have to watch part 1 first, we would highly recommend it, and I will link that in the card above.
Last time we talked about doing a directional fabric for the body of the pillowcase and a non-directional fabric for the trim and the cuff. So now we're going to use the leftovers from that and do a non-directional body and that directional fabric for the cuff. So you have alternating but yet sort of matching pillowcases. It's pretty nice to use up all of your leftovers. So here we are down the road to do that one.
And as you can see from that opening shot, there were 2 sets of 4 pillowcases in each. So this is just finishing off that second set. So let's get started.
Okay, we are going to cut the body of the fabric. And we're going to do our 27 inches, which is right there. Put it in half like that. I'm not using my thing because I'm mad at it, so I'm going to use my scissors. Okay. All right, here's our cuff. You can see we've done the seam. Didn't need to be a French seam, just standard seam. And we've got ours going that way, and we've got ours going this way. I'm going to cut this, right?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
Yes?
This one's mine.
Oh, okay.
I get to keep the fancy fabric.
This one's Ashley's. Okay, 3 inches. Lay our piece out with the seam. Put this in. And this piece is too long, the cuff, I know for a fact, so I'm going to take this seam, or the center seam, and put it right here so I know that's going to be the middle of the pillowcase.
I'm going to take this moment to tell you that remember when I said that you would see 2 examples of Ravenclaw colors? Here is as close to the book version colors as I could find.
But Ashley and I have a way of always wanting to use particularly character fabric or licensed fabric like this, or fabric that you pay a lot for, and not just throw it in the scrap bin, which is a great idea. But if there's a way you can make it go further and have an accent piece or an additional piece to what you're doing, we like to do that. So we will always show you ways that you could maximize your fabric purchase if possible. Again, if you've got fabric that has a right and a wrong side, which this, you clearly see this does, make sure it's right sides together.
And by clearly see, she's talking about the shine.
Yeah.
The shine is the right side.
The shine is the right side. We're going to match up the center seams again. Roll it up. The other side the same. And we are off to the races here. All right, going to sew along there. I'll bring it back. We'll pull it out, and we are ready to go again. We're back. There's our little burrito. We're going to pull it right on out again. I'm always amazed at how interesting and how different the pillowcases look when you just arrange the fabric differently. This blue is gorgeous. And there it is. With the R's going this way and the R's going that way. Right side of the bed, left side of the bed, or the other way around. I'm never sure. We're going to go press this one just like we did the other one and do our 2 seams. And here you can see exactly on this seam. See the little hairy stuff? And you can see how that right there, you're going to want to take all of that selvage out because that is just not pretty. It's not nice to lay on. And yeah, we're going to put our last seam right here, right along the edge of that selvage. So this will be bigger than a 1/2 inch seam by the time we're done.
Also, as mentioned in part 1, I will frequently show Cheryl ironing because it really taught me how to manipulate the fabric. And as a reminder, she presses both sides because it's really important to get that seam flat.
Okay, we've got it sewn on and we've pressed it. And as you can see, when you measure correctly, you get exactly what you wanted. I wanted the ravens and the R and the words. Got that on both sides. The raven and the R and the words. So in my mind, totally unbiased opinion, I think it's a perfect cuff. So we're going to trim this edge off and this one as well. I'm going to go back over and sew my seam, and again remind you, since we have both those selvages, I am going to sew in a little bit further and then trim that down so we get all that selvage out. Okay, this is a perfect example of why a French seam is great for this cotton sateen. It is beautiful fabric, but it frays like no tomorrow. Obviously, I just barely cut this. I've only sewn down the bottom, and look, already it's fraying.
It was one of the biggest complaints about it on Joann's website. That's one of the reasons they discontinued it.
And the reason it frays so much is because it is polished on this one side. So it has a rougher exterior on this side, like normal cotton, but then they've polished it. This is an upgrade of the old polished cotton, if you're of my vintage. But with the polyester in it, it just frays horribly. So if you even did a zigzag on this, it could still pull out. Because let me show you that. Look how much that's come out just in the few minutes we've been doing this. It just frays like no other. So even a zigzag will still pull out. So that's why we're going to do a French seam on this. Serging would be better, but still the number of stitches that goes in this, it's still a French seam is going to be by far your best bet as far as a strong seam on anything like this that's going to fray. When you get into your chiffons and your satins, same thing, French seams are the best. Be right back. Okay, friends, as we were talking about this fraying so badly, as you can see, I've done 2 lines of stitching because as I went to turn this, I saw right there how it's very, very close. So now, if you're dealing with fabric that like this, this can't buy this anymore, so you won't have this problem on this fabric. But it's a good example of how something can fray so badly. So I've got it sewn, and then we're going to sew it again, and then I'm going to trim it along this stitching and then enclose it in the French seam. So it's a perfect example of why you do French seams.
And this is what she means by catching really, really close.
Frays if you look at it. See, all I'm cutting is the fibers. Ugh. All right. We'll cut the selvage off. And we're good to go. I'm going to turn it, press it, and do the other seam. When you're doing your corners, got to be careful. A lot of people like to do a pin to pull it out, the pokers or an owl, whatever that's called. Be careful because you can really pull the thread right out of the corner and then you've got to sew your seam again.
You will see Cheryl use a number of different ironing tools, and the one she's using here is called a sleeve board, which just makes the area smaller so that she can concentrate on opening that seam up. And then in order to get the seam to lie as flat as possible, she does this really cool rolling technique that you can see here. And she manipulates the fabric to lie as flat as possible before she puts the heat over it. It really will make a difference in your final product, which is why I'm pointing it out to people who may not have seen this before. I may love the sound of sewing scissors, but I do not love the sound of a repetitive sewing machine. So once you have pressed those seams flat, it makes it a lot easier to finish that second time around on the French seam. So again, she's doing another 1/4 inch, slightly over 1/4 inch to make sure all of the frays are enclosed. But as you can see, that seam is solidly flat. It makes it a lot easier to get an even stitch. It also makes it a lot easier to push and maintain through the sewing machine, as I hope that you can see here. While she is finishing this last seam, I would like you to tell us in a comment down below, which of the 2 pillowcase sets have you preferred seeing? Do you prefer the black bodied letter set with the colorful cuff, or do you prefer the colorful body with the black lettered cuff? You can say you prefer the part 1 pillowcases, or you can tell us you prefer the part 2 pillowcases in the comments down below.
Okay, as you can see, I did do a little larger, a little wider than 1/4 inch. I'm just so afraid of this fabric. I know it all too well, and it frays out horribly. So this is a little bit larger seam, but then there's plenty of room in the width of the fabric to accommodate, your big fluffy pillows. And again, we sewed in the white thread so you can see exactly where we are doing our sewing. And as I said before, don't put the sharp things up the corner of these pockets, especially on fragile fabric like this. Guaranteed you're going to poke a hole in it. Okay.
You think it frays now?
Yeah, wait till then. And there we go. All done. Sides match up. Seams all covered on the inside. It's gorgeous. A beautiful pillowcase. There you have it. We had a good time making those pillowcases. I hope you enjoyed watching them. When you use your directional fabric, you usually pay more for it. So we wanted to do a video where you maximize all the fabric that you use. You don't waste any. So use it for the body, use it for the cuff. You can do that with any fabric. Football teams, basketball teams, characters, superheroes, even flowers, anything. It's a great way to maximize your fabric. Have fun, just use those simple rules that we gave you, and enjoy making some fun pillowcases. Dress up your bed.
Definitely. So now I have 8 new pillowcases that I can use in any arrangement that I want. Speaking of which, if you want to see those arrangements, please make sure to follow us on our Instagram. That will be linked down below. And again, if you missed part 1, don't forget to check the card. That will also be linked down below. And here's our obligatory, please subscribe to us if you like what you're seeing. And we will catch you in the next video.
Bye.